Hello everyone, this is Colleen Lemma, starseed astrologer and spiritual messenger from sacredsoulempowerment.com. And I'm here to do what's called a soul reflections video. Those of you that know me know of my weekly and monthly angel card reading videos, but every once in a while I like to connect with you on a more personal level and talk about some of the planetary or spiritual energies that are up and coming, and that's what I call the soul reflections video. So you'll want to, it's been a little while, I was going to say you'll want to check out the weekly and monthly angel card readings, but it's been a little while since I've done a soul reflections video for you, and there's been so much happening, so much going on. You know, a couple of months ago in May we had that Mercury retrograde in Gemini, and things were very crazy and chaotic, and so therefore it's been a little while since I've gotten to connect with you this way. I feel like things are maybe evening out a little bit. The first half of the first half of this year of 2015 has been pretty intense, you know, with a lot of things going on. Now, we've had the Pluto-Uranus squares for some times, and we've been kind of riding off that wave, or coming off that wave of all that transformation and redirection as we're trying to get our footing again, trying to get solid ground beneath our feet, so to speak. And now we're into a little bit more of a balancing time period. It's not going to be without some upcoming energies, which is what I'm here to talk to you about. But I feel like we're now starting to understand who we are and what our direction is, or we're at least understanding that it's time for change and it's time to open up to other or new possibilities in our lives. So we're starting to kind of, you know, come back into again this rebalance from some of the more chaotic energies that we've experienced in the first half of the year. So in this Soul Reflections video, I want to talk about some of the upcoming planetary redirections, as well as moving into new signs, which is going to bring new energies that are going to be happening within the next little while, that I feel are definitely important to point out. And one of those is that on July 18th, the planet Venus is going to be moving out of the sign of Leo and moving into the sign of Virgo. Now, Venus is a planet that's all about love and relationships, and she's also about money and finances because she rules two signs of the zodiac, Libra, which is more about the partnership realm, and Taurus is also the other sign she rules, which is more of that financial money realm. Now, it also rules our values and our sense of self-worth, or how we value ourselves, or how worthy or deserving that we feel of all of these blessings that Venus likes to bring us in our life. Now, as she was in the sign of Leo, there was a lot of creative self-expression with this, a lot of feeling good or sharing our light, a lot of generosity of feeling and emotions here, and about having fun. Leo likes to have fun, so Venus and Leo just really wanted to have fun with life. As she moves into the sign of Virgo on July 18th, Virgo is a sign that's a little bit more practical, a little bit more grounded. It's an earth sign, and Virgo likes to pay attention to the details, and it likes to analyze, and there's an element of discernment with the sign of Virgo. So Venus, whether she's focusing on relationships in her life or partnerships, love, or whether she's focusing on the money and finance aspect of what she represents, she's going to become more discerning. She's going to become more detailed as she looks at these various aspects of what it is she rules. Now, the interesting thing is that she goes into Virgo, as I said, the 18th of July, but she'll end up retrograding at that very first degree of Virgo, 0 degrees of Virgo, on July 25th. And she'll then retrograde back into the sign of Leo on July 31st, where she's going to be in Leo until October 8th. Now, as of October 8th, she then moves back into the sign of Virgo. But this is a long period of time that she has been and will spend in that sign of Leo, with just that little time period, as I said, from the 18th of July until the 31st, when she gets back into that sign of Leo. But considering she's moved into that first degree of Virgo, I feel as she retrogrades back into Leo, she's going to be reviewing, just like we have Mercury retrogrades, and Mercury always reviews information or goes over, and reanalyzes communications and things that are going on in our lives. Venus is going to review and reanalyze relationship matters and money matters. And even though she goes back into Leo, which again is that self-expressive energy and where she wants to have fun and be liked and be cared about and be appreciated and be paid attention to, I feel like, in regards to the relationship piece, she's analyzing the current relationships she has in her life and whether or not these relationships are providing that ability for her to feel good about herself, to value herself, to feel worthy and deserving of this attention and appreciation, or maybe there's a lack of attention and appreciation, and therefore, again, she's discerning with that little bit of Virgo energy that she kind of crept into and experienced. She's starting to go over whether or not some of these relationships, friendships, whether it be family, romantic, or work, or, again, friendship related, whether these are providing what it is that she needs to allow her to feel at her very best. Now, with the money piece again, she's going to be reanalyzing aspects of what she's doing to make money, the career path, the life path, the journey of bringing in all types of blessings of abundance and prosperity, not necessarily just financial. But again, there's this worthiness and deservedness piece, Do you deep down inside, as as Venus is retrograding back here into Leo, do you deep down inside feel worthy and deserving of the blessings of the universe, including money and finances? So that's another piece that is going to kind of be under scrutiny, so to speak, while Venus goes through this retrograde cycle. Now, on the 26th of July, the planet Uranus is going to go retrograde at 20 degrees of Aries. And Uranus is a very slow-moving planet, so it's going to be, retrograde for a little while. It actually goes direct on December 25th, which is Christmas Day, interestingly enough. And whenever we have a planet slowing down to turn retrograde, or a planet slowing down to turn back into direct motion, as I've said in the past, this heightens the energy of that planetary energy. And Uranus is all about unexpected energies or unexpected surprises. It's about redirections. It's about shocking things. It's about independence, especially in the sign of Aries. It's about your unique sense of self in the sign of Aries. It's about beating to your own drum, so to speak, being unconventional. And so all of these things are going to kind of be heightened as it starts to slow down, not just on the 26th of July when it does turn retrograde, but you're going to feel this start creeping up the few days before as well as the few days after, because it is such a slow-moving planet. Uranus also rules things like scientific breakthroughs and technology, and it rules astrology, and again, it rules these things that are forward progressive, like new discoveries, things that people might be looked at in a way that they're considered odd or unusual because they're ahead of their times, kind of thing. So again, some of these things are also going to be more perhaps in the news, or you're going to hear more things about that while it is slowing down to turn retrograde. Uranus also on a weather, they're talking to me as far as the weather aspect. Uranus in Aries turning retrograde can also bring some, I want to say, shaking and movements with Mother Earth. So it could bring some earthquake or volcanic activity. Could even bring some unexpected storms, tornadoes, things of that nature. So again, look for the unusual. Look for, things that are unusual or even a little bit chaotic in the energies. Now, as I said, it turns to direct motion on December 25th, but what I find interesting is that although technically the Pluto and Uranus squares are over with, because we've had all 7 exact squares between Pluto and Uranus, but Pluto is going to be, at the time that Uranus is retrograding back and turning direct on December 25th, Pluto is going to be very close to the degree of Uranus again. And it doesn't come back to exactness because we've had, again, all 7 of those exact squares, but from December 2015, January, and into February of 2016, Pluto and Uranus are within a degree or so of one another. So there's still that potential for great transformation and change and redirections to be happening in our lives and on the planet during that time period. The other thing, and I think this is probably the last thing that I want to cover in this Soul Reflections video, is that on August 2nd, 2015, Saturn, which has been retrograding back in Scorpio, is going to turn to direct motion at 28 degrees Scorpio. Now, a little bit of that history is that Saturn, first of all, is considered the great teacher in astrology. It's considered the lord of karma. And Scorpio is a kind of sign that deals with deep, dark secrets, and it deals with things that are hidden, and it deals with power and control issues, and where things, as far as those power and control issues, are out of balance. So the whole time that Saturn's been in Scorpio, and I'm sure that you can kind of think back and remember this, that on a personal level, on a global level, a worldwide level, Saturn has been stirring up some of these deep, dark secrets and stirring up some of this energy to where there's power and control between people, in relationships, between corporations and groups of people on the planet. It's just been stirring up a lot of this energy. And just to give you that idea of how far this goes back, Saturn first went into Scorpio in October of 2012, okay, and it moved into the next sign, which is the sign of Sagittarius, December 2014. So from October 2012 till December 2014, which was this past December, it has been in that sign of Scorpio, and we've gone through, especially last year in 2014, the year 2014, if you can remember, there was a lot of personal karmic purging that was going on. We can even say this about 2013, okay? But those last couple of years, there was a lot of karmic purging going on within ourselves, physically, emotionally, mentally, within humanity, and on the planet. And then we felt a little reprieve, December 2014. I think it was, again, around Christmas time that it went into Sagittarius. So the first few months of 2015 felt a little bit lighter. It felt a little bit lighter because Saturn was now in Sagittarius, which is this optimistic, progressive-looking, forward-moving kind of sign, fire sign energy. And what ended up happening was that Saturn retrograded back into Scorpio as of the middle of June last month, 2015. I don't remember the exact time it went retrograde, but it went retrograde, I think it might have been around March, in the sign of Sagittarius, around 4 degrees, and then the middle of June 2015, it ended up going back into Scorpio. So you probably felt this shift again of energy that dealt with this karmic purging. Now, we have to look at this again as an opportunity Saturn, being the great teacher, gave us one last opportunity to deal with some of these disempowering energies in our lives, whether it be disempowering circumstances, situations, relationships, disempowering thought forms, belief systems, emotions within ourselves. Saturn was giving us this last little time period to empower ourselves, to step into our power, to step into our truth, to own that power, to move forward by freeing ourselves basically from those disempowering energies. Now, again, August 2nd, Saturn goes direct in Scorpio, and it will move back into the sign of Sagittarius on September 17th. So we have, you know, until September 17th of Saturn still in Scorpio, although I feel like this last little bit of time period that Saturn, you know, retrograded, went back into Scorpio, I feel like it's different this time. I feel like even though there's still some purging that's going on, I feel like there's been a lot of forward movement with people. I feel like a lot of people are now saying, you know what, I'm going to break away and break free from these imaginary chains that are holding me down. And that's truly what it is. It's imaginary. You know, these chains are an illusion. This disempowering energy is an illusion, because your truth, your authentic self, your authentic energy of beingness is connection with the divine. You know, you are one with God source energies, one with the divine universe, and as such, you have a spiritual power. You have a sense of courage. You have a sense of light. You are light. You are light. And this is that, again, this giving us this chance to understand that, absorb that, step into that, and fully allow that light to expand within us and then outside of us to shine the truth of who we really are. So one other thing related to Saturn going direct in Scorpio on August 2nd is that Venus and Jupiter in Leo are kind of dancing with one another and in a challenging aspect with Saturn. I want to say from late July, so the second half of July, which is about the time I'm recording this video, Venus is in Leo and Jupiter is in Leo, and they're very close to one another. Now, Jupiter is considered the great benefic, meaning it's the most beneficial planetary energy in astrology, and Venus is called the lesser benefic, meaning it's also very beneficial energy in astrology. These two planets, when they transit things in your chart, they bring good things, they bring blessings to you. So with Venus and Jupiter in Leo, this is a shining light. This is really like expressing yourself and expressing the light of who you are, being creative, being fun-loving. It's just a really wonderful energy. And again, they're in a challenging aspect to Saturn as it's slowing down to go direct in Scorpio. And what I feel by this, instead of it being a negative, although I feel like the challenging energy, it's challenging you to value yourself. It's challenging you to feel good about yourself and know that you're worthy and deserving of all the beauty and abundance and prosperity and blessings that the universe has to give you. That's what the challenge is. But in truth, this is, I feel, a good thing. It's almost like Saturn and Scorpio is wanting to pull you back into the disempowerment energies, and Venus and Jupiter in Leo is saying, no, you know, we want to win. We're going to overcome these disempowering energies, and we're going to step into this expansion of love and light and self-expression and abundance and prosperity and feeling wonderful and allowing those blessings that Venus and Jupiter, that the universe wants to give you, to allow those to come into your energy field, into your reality, so to speak. So again, this happens the second half of July through, I'd say, about the first half of August, again, just as Saturn is going direct. So I think this is a good sign, you know, and again, it's about your mindset. It's about where you're at as far as your belief system and your mindset. So work on yourself. Work on coming into a sense of loving yourself, respecting yourself, valuing yourself, and knowing that you are worthy and deserving of all of the goodness that God and the universe desires to give you. So with that being said, I send you all much love and light and many, many blessings. Please check out my Facebook pages, Colleen Lemma and Sacred Soul Empowerment, as well as my website, sacredsoulempowerment.com. If you want a reading or a healing, please check out my services there. I would love to be able to help you in a more personal way. Also, be sure to check out, if you haven't been a regular subscriber of my YouTube channel, Colleen Lemma is the YouTube channel where you can find my weekly and monthly angel card readings, as well as, of course, the Soul Reflections videos of the past, and, of course, this one. So thank you so much to all of you. Sending you much love and light. Thank you. Many blessings to you.